So, you know, around like 1918, it never tapped 1918, so I never got in. But I was looking for sells last night, never got it. But not much really happened since the London session, so things haven't really moved today yet. I'm assuming it's gonna pick up during the NY session here. I doubt we're just gonna sit in the range here. I mean, there's a possibility we can, but I highly doubt it. Looking at the higher time from here, let's start off with the monthly. So first things first is, what is the monthly candle doing? All right, so let me just cover this up. All right, so what is the monthly doing, right? You have 3 days left, and 3 days left there's a lot that could happen, I'll say. Obviously there's a couple of ways you can close, right? So first things first is, yeah, mark up your levels first, right, as we always would. So first thing is, I'll put my probably resistance somewhere up here, right? That's your resistance on price. You can probably see looking left there, you have rejections here to the left. Price closed, then close above, fail to continue driving up, fail to close above, fail to continue driving up, fail to close above, fail to continue driving up, right? Because you never close above his resistance here. So this is your most recent resistance now, 2000. Your support now, I'll say, could be around, overall you'll say it's around here, right? This is the range you're currently in right now. So this is the range you're currently in. There's also a minor level right around here as well, which I don't think will matter much anymore, to be honest, because you have 3 days left to a closure here. With the way the monthly candle is closing, if you do end up closing above the most recent support, so this music is not throwing me off. Sounds like some incredible music. All right, so there's a minor support right around here on price, right? So 19, I think, what is this? 1906, right? So depending on how the monthly candle closes, if you were able to close below his range, then next month expect it to continue driving further down. Because if you close below his range here, look left. Look at the last time you closed below his range, right? You're looking left here, you're looking at these areas to the left. Last time you closed below, you actually drove down, filled the rest of the range here. So you saw a drive down, right? Tapped into 1940 or 1840, sorry. Close below, again, fill the range, right? Close below, fill the range, right? So you can see every time you close below the range here, you actually came down to fill the range at 1840. The problem is, though, will you close below? You have 3 days left, you have NFP, but you have no top wick on the monthly, right? This entire monthly candle, all it did really was come down. Since August 1st, all it did was come down. Hasn't came up, hasn't created a top wick. What that means is that, I mean, there's a possibility any given point during this monthly candle you could create a top wick, but NFP is Friday, and for us to really push up towards 1966, break above those highs, you're gonna need a lot of volume. You're gonna need a strong catalyst in order to do that, right? I'm assuming if price were to do that any given day this week, it'll be NFP, but NFP is the first of the month. So what that leads me to is that, okay, well, if the monthly can close bearish, right, could next month's candle create a top wick then for NFP, or even Friday's candle create a top wick for NFP? So this is how you close the next month's candle. Any given point could do something like this, create a top wick, right, Friday, and then continue push further down towards the bottom of the range. And that's if you close below his range here, right? So if you can close below, let's say you close like this, below the range, right, and there's no top wick, it'll look like this, right? Next candle, creates a top wick on Friday to continue driving down towards the bottom of the range at 1840. So that's a possibility as well. Again, you have about 3 days left. I don't know how the month's gonna close, but you do have a couple of folders until the monthly close, right? Again, you have these folders this upcoming week, right? So let's see how much that affects price. But for the most part, I mean, yeah, that's what you're expecting for the monthly this month and next month. Now dropping down to the weekly here. The weekly is bullish, right? So, well, actually, yeah, you're bullish, but you close respecting. So yeah, if you guys take a look here, I got my levels marked up right around here, off of basically these rejections to the left here. So you have overall, you have rejections over here to the left right here, You got rejections here, rejections here, rejections here, support here, resistance here, support here. You can see overall you close below this minor support to the left here. So yeah, you close below 1916, right? You close bullish below the most recent resistance. You never closed above. If you were to close above, then I would assume that this week you continue to drive further up towards the next resistance, right? But however, you close respecting any given point, you could still come up and break the highs. But since it's a closure, a bullish closure respecting resistance, it can literally flip any given point to drive further down like this, right? So don't get me wrong, it can drive up this week, right? Create a top wick, but any given point can still flip bearish to continue further down towards the next support because it's still respecting this resistance here, right? If you were to close above again, then you have room to go up, you have ranges to drive up, but since you're still below, think of it as you're still sitting in this range here. So you're still sitting in this range from basically here to wherever the next support is, right around here, right? That's what I'm kind of looking at here to the left. And it's good too because you're gonna see, chat, like looking left here, there's like, if you were to draw your resistance right around here, right, you're gonna notice that every time that you close below this range here, you're able to drop down and fill the next range. So looking left here, you're looking at again, like you came down from above 1920, right? So you're looking at all the times where you came from above and what happened once you close below. You're gonna see that obviously you closed below here, you came down to here, right? You had this push down here, closed below, came down to here, right? So you had this push here, you had this push here, you had, I wouldn't say this, well, actually, yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. But you're looking at these major levels, right? And you're gonna notice that within those levels there were rejection zones right around, for instance, like in this case, there were rejection zones around here, right? That's where price rejected. Looking left here at this push, there were some rejections around here, right? Looking at this push here, there were rejections around here, right? So overall, when looking at price here, with those areas to the left, I'll say the medium average support will be around here at like 1860, right? So same thing here. You close below, you haven't continued to drive further down towards 1860 yet. At any given point this week, you can with the way that you close on the weekly respecting resistance, right? So you may see a pop down towards there, but again, you need a top wick first. I'll assume the top wick would be somewhere probably somewhere, let's see, I'll say, yeah, it could be anywhere in this range here, in this pink box here. But once it's at like 1920, 1940, looking left here, because like I'm looking left, I'm looking at the levels that you have rejected in the past, and they were here, they were here, they were here. So it can literally be up there towards like 1840, 1830 for the week before we continue to pop down. But again, I have no idea, right? But once you actually create a top wick and you flip, I would assume that you'll make your way down towards the next support this week. So it's similar to last week's analysis, similar to last week's ranges and targets. The daily on Friday actually closed, I think it closed bearish here. It closed bearish, but it closed very weak bearish. And it also closed bearish respecting support too. So if you guys look left here on the most recent areas, there's a resistance right around here at 18 or 1914. Looks like you closed bearish respecting support, right? So what I'll assume that's going to happen now is, I mean, the thing about this is that if it were to close bearish like below the range like this, there's a high chance you'll come back into the range to continue driving further down. But in this case, it closed respecting support. So at any given point, what can happen here is you can obviously come down, right? Because it is a bearish candle. But I would assume that once you actually create a bottom wick, right, you continue to flip bullish, continue to drive up for the daily because we closed bullish respecting support. So like this could literally happen, right? If you were to close below, a different story. You can come back into the range, come down, fill the bottom of the range at 1896. However, you're bearish above the range any given point, you can just create a bottom wick. I'm looking left here, and your next resistance is going to be somewhere around here. And you're going to see before price made its way up towards those levels, there was liquidity being grabbed. in, I'll say, these areas to the left here. So there's some type of support here. So there's a possibility you could come down first today towards like 1904, 1908, and then end up rejecting there to make your way back up towards 1828, which is your next resistance, right? Which is your next target. And it'll literally just be printing these ranges to the left here. So that's a possibility as well today. Obviously you haven't moved yet for the day much. All I did really was create a top wick. So if you create a top wick and you're starting to flip here, again, you may see a drive down towards the next support 1906 here on the daily first before making that move up. So if we could come down on a daily today towards like the 1902, 1905 levels, how could we get sells coming down? And once they do come down, how could we get buys going up is what I'm asking myself now, right? So I'm trying to see if we could anticipate buys and sells today. What was that daily support again? That was, I want to say, $19.10, $19.03. Because there's this right here. That's your current range. 1923, that's your current range. 23 to 903, 22 to 200 range. Close above here. Okay, so bottom wick was where for it. So here came down towards here. Bottom wick was here. Nice. So what is this? $19.10. What is $19.10? So okay, so I'm looking left here, right? I'm looking left right now. I'm looking at these areas to the left of that close above 1914, right? Or 1914.390. And I'm looking at that. I'm looking at also this, because those are the two counts that actually closed above the range, right? You can see right here, close above this range here, close above this range here, coming up from, again, coming up from below 1914, right? So that's what you're looking at, because you're trying to replicate this current push right now. And I'm looking to see last time when you closed above respecting and you made your way up towards 1923, what did price tap first, right? I'm looking at this right here. This count created a bottom wick here, and then this push here created a bottom wick here. So I'm looking to see like what that area is that you're gonna reject off of the most recent current price. I'm looking at the 1908 to 1910 mark. So I drew a yellow line there because I'm gonna go down to the smaller time from now, and I'm gonna see what that is on the smaller time from, on like the 15 to 5 and such, right? Like there's, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, because like I'll assume that today, if price were to continue to drive up towards the next resistance, right, which is going to be this range here at 1922, you'll need liquidity for driving up, and it'll make sense if you do come down towards the next support, which is going to be around here, 1912, 1910ish. I'm just trying to see the exact level, but I'm looking left there. There's these areas to the left that you reject and pass here, some areas here as well, some areas here. So it could be in the ranges of 1912 to 1908. I just want the exact level, and I feel like I'm not gonna find it here for a little while here, because sometimes, chat, it takes me a couple of analysis or a couple of minutes on the charts at least to understand what exactly is going on. But like the overall level is anywhere from like 1912 to 1910. I'm noticing that there is no bottom wick here on this 15, so it could just be 1911. Again, I want to see how price plays around like 1912 areas, because again, it could be there, it could be 1910. We could have pineapples at both of those two areas there. We'll see. I'm just marking my support right around here as well. Yeah, I'll assume that if you were to create a bottom wick on a 4, it'll be a 4 bottom wick as well, which will tap into 1909, which that will make a total sense too. Because it'll look something like this if it were to come down tap, right? Because the price were to drive up, it's got to grab liquidity into those ranges before driving up. And if price were to drive down, it's likely going to fill the range first at like 1922 in order for it to drive down, right? It's got to print the motion above 1922. But then again, like what was the point of this push then, right? Because there was a resistance here on price at one given point. There was your support here on price. This is the range that you're in. And you had like a little fake out here, right? Range one fake out. So in order for price to continue driving up, it's got to respect these areas anyways, 1910, right? And then again, make its way back up to retest the highs. And if it were to come back down, in order for it to come back down towards like these levels to the left, it's got to grab liquidity again before coming down, right? So you'll see like some type of resistance form here. And then you might see like price tap into 1922 before coming down. So like worst case today, like if anything, like let's say you respect this resistance here, heavy resistance being formed, all of a sudden you have a candle that looks like this, right? Once it taps like 1922, you can take advantage of those sales to come down. But that's the only way where price can come down towards 1904, 1902 today. It must grab liquidity first for coming down. And again, for buys, it's got to tap into 1910, 1909 first. So until it taps into outer ranges, there's not much we can really do. But in terms of sells, it'll be around here. In terms of buys, it'll probably be around like 1910, 1909 for me today. All right, but honestly, that might change during the session. If I'm being honest, probably will change, but like that, the idea won't change, but the exact levels in terms of like the exact like the buys and sells will change, and I'll obviously update you guys on that. Yeah, we just need some volume here. We need some movement. It is going to be 8 a.m. opening, New York opening in about 4 minutes here, and with the weight of 1 hour's closing, it's going to close doji bullish as well. So we can just come down, tap into 1912, 1910. That'd be perfect. We could get some entries here, but we'll see. Our chat, sorry for a little rough analysis there, I'll say, but you know, it's you give me some time. Give me some time. How big is that difference there? 1912 to 1910. 18 pip difference. Not too bad. Yeah, because there's no liquidity up here, so even if you were to come down, you gotta print there before coming down. I'll probably what I'll probably end up doing though is have an entry at 1912 for buys, and then one more entry at 1910 if you don't reject off of 1912. Because 1912 is a pretty decent level here that you have on price. Yeah. Let me just put this here. What was that? 1910.795. $931. Yeah. 1911. And that's like a 10 pip advantage. That's like a 10 pip difference. Not too bad. Yeah, it's gonna be anywhere in this box here, probably for buys. Let me just mark this up. Nice. And for the sells, what is this? 19, 20, 20. Nineteen 20 to 22. Yeah, 2022. A big gap though. That's like 20. That's like a 20-pip difference. It really depends though, because like there's a heavy resistance here. You guys see this heavy resistance here on price, right around here on the most recent. So if you continue to stay in that range there from like 1917 to like 1913, right? Any given point, once you see like a candle breaking the highs, tap into 22, 21, as long as you're still closing, respecting this resistance, right? Then this could literally form and happen. It's just about whether it's going to be 20 or 22. So yeah, I want to see how like these candles close and react at like 1917 levels, because that's a pretty crucial zone. If you close above 1917, then looking for sells at 22, 21 might be a little difficult, because you can easily at any given point just fly straight through those areas. So I'll probably hold off on the sells for now. I won't have my levels for the sells just yet. I'll probably figure it out during the session, but for the buys, I'll just leave it the way it is at 1911, 1912. All right, chat. That's what I got today. Yeah, that's what I got today. You close your swing? No. No, sir. I have the monthly close in about 3 days, and then after a top wick, I'll decide. But after a top wick, I should be good for the monthly. Yeah, chat, a little rusty analysis today, I'm not gonna lie, but it'll definitely pick up during the session. Wasn't really an A1 analysis today. Well, we'll see. Maybe it was. Maybe it's all we needed. Yeah, 1911 is a pretty decent level. It's just about if we can tap it. So 1 hour opened up here. First thing it does was just go straight up. All right, interesting. Why couldn't it come down first? Pretty much the same buy level as me. Hey man. That's good. My levels might not always be right though, so just because you have the same levels as me doesn't, you know, like you might have a more valid level than me off of your own analysis, right?